Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, I'm going to do a marketing masterclass where we will focus on how we are doing consumer research when it comes to onboarding a new brand and when we are going into a unfamiliar market, how we are able to, really familiarize ourselves and really become an expert in a specific niche within just 2 to 3 days of training and doing in-depth consumer research. So before we jump into the checklist where I go through how we are doing this, by going to different websites, learning about customers' reviews, I wanted to take a minute to kind of lay the groundwork here why this has become more effective and more important than ever. In today's social media landscape, paid advertising is becoming more competitive and more challenging than ever because essentially all creators, all accounts, all content are all fighting for the same attention, clicks, and conversions. So you need to really understand what piques people's interest, what resonates with them, and what connects them on a personal level. It's so easy to scroll past a video, an ad, so you don't have the luxury to be mediocre. You need to get your A players game right in the front, which means the hook and also the quality of the ads, so on and so forth. Everything needs to be super dialed in. So this is really the environment that we are in. So in order to do that, most marketers today just need to spend more time doing consumer research, understanding the customers, their mindset, their values, and what they're looking for. Essentially, this is why consumer research is going to play and will continue to play a very important role in performance marketing and really getting ads to convert. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So this is really, exactly what we have laid out in our agency to really get ourselves become an expert, fast-tracked, so that we can write the best briefs, develop the best video concepts for our brands. So the number one doc that I want everyone in my agency to check out is the market competitor research kind of question checklist. So let's break it down into 4 different sections here. So number one is just, understand on the macro level, what are the customers? What do they look like? What do they like? So here is really where we want to learn a little bit more about their identities, their interests, their backgrounds, and even what their prejudice. So this is really, get to know about the customer, the what is the ideal customer avatar here. And really within this bucket, you are able to develop several different marketing angles and concepts revolving around different, demographics, different values, and different people representing different interests. And the next is existing solutions. Every market has different players, different brands within it. So this is really where in order to stand out, you need to kind of separate yourself, keep a arm's length distance from other competitors to understand what your brand is able to differentiate yourself from. So really, I think the marketing angle that we are really focusing on at this point is to find out the inefficiencies inside a current existing market, what other competitors aren't really doing, but our product is. So that is the existing solution bucket. And next, we will go into curiosity. I think this is a bucket that really, plays into the educational content that we start to see a lot more today. Educational content isn't necessarily considered a direct response video ad. However, as social media continues to develop, we start to see educational content, less of just direct response marketing, also works really well as ads. So curiosity really plays into that concept. So here is really what you want to educate your customers. What are some of the old existing beliefs that just are no longer true today? Why your product is backed, for example, if it's backed by science, why that is more important. So if your product is backed by science, why is that better than other products that aren't backed by science but still using the same old system or beliefs? So that is really, where we want to play a little bit more on the educational side of things, to educate and to, get people understand the unique selling point of the products. And then lastly is corruption. As the world develops, as people and as society changes, a lot of things that used to stay true are no longer true anymore due to external or internal forces and very different variables. So this is really where we wanted to, tap into some of the new changes that are happening in the industry. So for example, in today's society, we put a lot more focus on mental health in addition to physical health. So, overall wellness. In the past, mental health and mentality wasn't really a focus or a thing that even existed because we didn't simply understand our brain or how emotions really play into our behaviors at all. So, due to exogenous factors and just society continues to progress, people start to realize and start to embrace that mental issues are actually a real thing and we should seek help. So this is a new belief that wasn't even really the case in the past, but start to become a pinpoint and start to become a focus that a lot more people are aware of today. So that transition, that change is really a new kind of ground. That transition and change is really a new marketing concept that you could tap into. So all in all, those are kind of different questions and under different focuses that you should ask yourself in order to really understand the market. So let's come back to the Notion page again here, and the next most important resource that we rely on is Amazon reviews. So what we have found is Amazon reviews are such a great tool to really understand the market, because many of the customers are not only very detailed and very transparent with their emotions. So you're able to see long paragraphs, even like articles where customers write out why they're buying the products, what their pain points are, why they think this product works. And also, don't forget to also read negative reviews. We have also find a ton of marketing insights into people writing about negative reviews of why they think a certain brand or certain product didn't really meet their demands or just didn't meet their expectations. So that is Amazon review. Highly recommend. That is why I put that as the second place here when it comes to researching. And the third is customer support tickets. So during the onboarding process, you want to ask the brand any customer supporting tickets that they have received over the past 2 to 3 months. What you want to do is go through them and find out what are some of the common concerns and questions that are just recurrently happening inside those tickets, so that those are questions that people just naturally are curious or concerned about. So then in your video ads or in your paid ads overall, you can just address those concerns and questions, because those for sure still exist in the market today. And then number 4 is just go to TikTok popular ads library and also Facebook ads library to whether that is search competitors ads or just understand the overall marketing paid ads trend that is currently working for other brands. And really, and also I will just strongly urge you to really make this a habit of going to different ads libraries and just to scroll through different ads, because they could always give you some inspirations and different ideas on how to create better ads. And also another thing to notice here is not all ads that are launched or are inside the TikTok popular ads library are all great ads. You want to kind of be more selective with what ads that you are actively learning from. So a great tip that I have included here is best performing ads typically have a lot of likes, and they have, if you click on each specific ad inside TikTok, it actually shows you the conversion. So you're looking for ads that have like top 1% conversions. Those are really the best performing ads. And then on the Facebook side, you should look for ads that have been running for at least 2 months. Those are the ads that for sure are creating enough revenue for the brands so that they are running the ads long enough. And then number 5 is using some ad spying tool. So I know there are kind of mixed opinions on this. However, we do find it pretty valuable and helpful because on the TikTok popular ads library, you aren't able to see all the ads that are running by the brands. So this is a good way for us to get additional content, additional ads that are running inside a specific market. And then, so the last platform we really heavily rely on is Reddit, or just in general, any forum where people, get to kind of connect as a community and talk about issues. So this is also apart from Amazon reviews, really where I realize like users and people can become very transparent and very honest with their opinions. So you definitely want to go onto Reddit and just search some generic brands or products that are relevant to the content or the market that you are targeting. So for example, in the Notion page I wrote, so if we are curating briefs for a sunscreen product, just go onto Reddit and type in sunscreen or best sunscreen for sensitive skins or best sunscreen for itchy skins and all that sort of different, relevant queries. Those will give you a ton of different customers or people just, explaining their experiences, what are the things that they're struggling with. And those are super important because those are literally the pain points that people have for a specific product. So what you will do then is just regurgitate what was said in those, messages, paragraphs, and just put them in the ads. So that's it for the Reddit. So Reddit, again, super powerful platform where you can get a ton of insights. And then lastly, I want to touch on a SaaS tool that we have been experimenting with for some time now, which is Foreplay. This is a really great kind of ad saving or ad library tool that you can 100% customize and curate your own ad library, where you can collect best performing and the best ads that you have come across or you have created or just shared by other people. And we have, just started to use this tool, and this is really where we kind of input and collect all the ads into a database so that we can always reference back to. So, and not only this is a great way to, reference different marketing briefs, concepts, but also we're able to show some of these saved ads to our video editors so they know what exactly are kind of the styles or like different editing techniques that they could utilize. So basically that is the entire checklist that we are utilizing at our agency to do detailed consumer research. So I can almost guarantee you, if you can go through the checklist as exactly laid out and as I explained here, and spend at least 2 days going through this, you will have a much better understanding. And when you do write out the briefs, you will find it super easy because it feels like you already know this specific type of people or specific type of customers super well, that you are literally just writing a message to them. So, so not only this will able to help you to create better quality ads, but also help you to kind of speed up the creative writing process, the overall marketing process. So I highly recommend you to, do this type of consumer research activity before writing any creative briefs. Hope this was helpful, and let me know what you think about this consumer research process, or what other things that you are also implementing in your process that you have found super helpful. Catch you guys in the next video.